Hi, Jeff Marsace here, and today we're going to talk a little bit about long-term care planning and Medicaid, and specifically talk about a lot of the myths that are out there. Now, I get questions all the time, people calling up and saying, well, my dad needs to go into a nursing home, we don't know how we're going to get the $6,500 a month to pay for it, and by the way, that's about the average in North Carolina, $6,500 per month for long-term nursing home care. How are we going to pay for this? Is there anything that we can do? Well, when does your dad need to go into the facility? Next week. Or I get the same question, my spouse has had dementia for a long time, I've been able to care for them at home, but it's just gotten to be too much, they need to be in a long-term care facility, we need to do planning, I don't know how we're going to come up with the money, what do we do? When do they need to go in? Next week. All right, well, there's a lot that can still be done, even in those circumstances, to make sure that you're at least not giving up everything you have in order to take care of your loved one. The rules are out there. The rules say what you can and can't keep. It's just a matter of understanding the rules and adjusting what you've got to fit within the rules. Now, the longer you have, the more you can plan ahead, the more that can be saved for your family. It's, again, all working within the rules. But there are a lot of myths and misconceptions around exactly what these rules are. So I've just got a quick 5-question true or false quiz that I'm just going to throw out there. So, first question. If I need Medicaid, I'll just give everything away to my kids at that point and then I'll qualify. True or false? Absolutely false. That's probably one of the biggest ways to get people at the Medicaid office upset, and you're not going to get qualified. Gifting, if done correctly and within the right time frames, might be a good idea. It just really depends on your particular circumstances. But just giving everything away and saying, look, I'm broke, it just doesn't work. So that's false. Second question. If my spouse needs Medicaid, well, then we'll just have to spend everything below $2,000 and then we'll qualify. True or false? That's also false. And it's false because if you've got a spouse, you don't have to spend your assets down to that level. There are levels and exemptions, and there are plenty of things that can be done with a spouse. But you don't have to spend everything. Third big question, if I need help, I'll just go to the Medicaid office and they'll help me. That's false. Now, there are a lot of good people who work at the Medicaid office, but they're not working for you, they're working for the government. And the idea is there's only so many dollars. They'll show you what you need to do to spend everything down, but they're not going to tell you the most efficient way to rearrange things so you get to keep more, even if it's within the rules. If there are 100 different ways to get you and different paths to get you so your assets make you qualify, they're not going to show you the most efficient one. In fact, it may even be the least efficient one where you spend the most money yourself first. Fourth big question. Well, if you don't have 5 years, then there's nothing that you can do to plan. Well, that's not true either. And we also just talked about that. Yeah, there's always some stuff that can be done, but the more time you have, the better. And if it's not 5 years, well, there's still a lot that can be done. Again, every plan is different. Every situation is different. And then the fifth one. Well, if I just need to, I can do this myself. I'll just go down and I'll get the book of all the Medicaid rules from the Medicaid office, and then I'll just sit down and read through it and I'll understand the rules. That's actually false. Now, even if you understood everything about the rules that the way I do, or even better than I do, it's still false. And that's because there is no such thing as a printed Medicaid manual. The rules change so frequently that they only put those rules up on a website so it can be changed at any given moment. And the fact is, if they went and they printed all of these manuals, they might be outdated by the time it gets out to the public because some of the rules might have been changed. So those are just 5 really quick true or false questions that talk a little bit about those myths that are out there. But if you want a little bit more information, there's my book, Don't Go Broke, The Truth Behind North Carolina Long-Term Care Planning. So that's a nice little thing to just kind of get you through some of those myths. Talk a little bit more about what the rules actually are and kind of give you a framework. Now, it's not going to help you with everything, but there isn't anything other than a very experienced professional who can help you get through all of this. So I hope that you found this informative, and we hope you have a great day. Thanks.